Hey guys, this is Garrett. I just got done doing your at-home workout number 14. This is going to be for April 1st. And we're going to start the day off with 5 different movements. And they're each going to be performed for 30 seconds for as many reps as you possibly can. Then we're going to take a 15-second rest before you're moving on to the next movement. So your first movement that you're going to start off with is just a simple ground to overhead. So if you have just an odd object that you can move, like a backpack or just something you have lying around, all you're going to do is tap the ground with that and then bring it up to your shoulders, come down, tap the ground again. If you have dumbbells, you can use your dumbbells and do a dumbbell clean, or kettlebells, whatever you have lying around really. Then your second movement after your 15-second rest is going to be shoulder up overhead. So that can be a strict press, that can be a push press, that can also be a push jerk, just to get that practice in. Any of those movements are going to work for that. Then after your shoulder to overhead, we're going to do basically like a goblet squat or an odd object squat. So if you have a dumbbell or a kettlebell, you can do that goblet squat, or just any object that you have that can add some resistance to this squat is going to be great. Then 15 seconds of rest again. And we're moving on to a odd object burpee. So I just have my dumbbell right here. All I'm gonna do is do my burpee and jump over that object. Go back and forth as many times as you can within that 30-second time period. And then 15 seconds of rest again. And then we're gonna be doing what's called a windmill today. So a windmill, this is where you separate your feet a little wider than what you would have for your regular squat with stance. You're going to, if you have an object that you want to hold on to, just to add a little bit of resistance and make this a little more challenging, take that object, punch it up towards the ceiling, keep actively reaching up towards the ceiling the entire time you do this. Then with your free hand, you're going to reach down for the inside of your foot, and whatever foot you're reaching for right now, I can bend my knee just a little bit. The other one, or the opposite leg, is going to stay nice and straight the whole time. You're going to kick your hip out to the side, reach down for the ground. You can look up at that weight that you're holding, or if you just have an empty hand, look up towards that hand, tap the ground with your free hand, and then come back up to a stand. Keep repeating this for 30 seconds, rest for 15, and then you're going to switch sides. And then you're going to do 30 seconds on that side as well. So you're doing 2 rounds of all of those. So it's 6 30-second portions, and you're doing all of those, or 5 different movements that you are doing for 2 rounds. Then for the meat of the workout today, we have 3 cycles. And each cycle is going to consist of a 4-minute AMRAP. And in between each AMRAP, you're going to get a 2-minute rest. So the first AMRAP, the first 4-minute AMRAP, is going to consist of an odd object snatch and also a tuck jump burpee. So for the snatches, you're going to do 10 reps. If you have dumbbells or kettlebells, it's the same way that we always do them. Single arm, tapping the ground, coming up. If you can alternate in the air, great. Tap the ground. You can also switch hands on the ground if that works a little bit better for you. If you're using an odd object for this, and it's not that easy for you to actually switch hands, especially in the air, you can do all 5 on one side and then switch on the ground however you need to, and then 5 on the other side. That works. So 10 snatches, single arm snatches, and then we are going to those 5 burpee tuck jumps. What these consist of is just a regular burpee. And at the top, you're trying to jump your knees up over the height of your hips. So 5 of those, that'll get pretty intense. Tucking your knees up really, really fast really does hit your core and your hip flexors pretty good. So 4-minute AMRAP of that, 2 minutes of a rest, and then we're going into another 4-minute AMRAP That one is going to be a total of 10 single arm overhead squats and then 5 double movement burpees. So with the single arm squat, what you're going to do is you can just, if you can do this on both sides, I would do 5 overhead squats on one side, switch hands, and then do 5 on the other side. If you can hold a weight with this, that would be awesome. That'll really test the mobility in your torso, your shoulder, your ankles, your hips, all that good stuff. And it will really, really tax you for sure. So you get a good workout out of that. With that single arm overhead squat, it is going to get better the longer you're doing this AMRAP. At first, it's going to be really, really tight and really difficult to get into that overhead position. But just keep working on it. You'll open up over the course of those 4 minutes. So 5 on each side, and then that double tuck burpee that I was talking about. How this works is you're going to go down just like you would a normal burpee, chest to the ground, and then you're going to kick your feet up, and then you're going to kick your feet back again, go down to the ground for a second time, kick your feet forward, and then come up. So again, kick your feet back, chest to the ground, kick your feet forward, kick your feet back, chest to the ground for the second time, and then jump and tap your hands up overhead just like we normally do. So you're doing 5 of those. So a total for that second AMRAP, you're doing a total of 10 overhead, single arm overhead squats, and then 5 double tuck burpees. Then for our last 4-minute AMRAP, we are going to start off with 10 total thrusters. So there's a few different ways you can do this. If you have 2 objects, you can just do a normal thruster, double arm thruster. If you have maybe 1 object that's nice and heavy, you can do 5 on one arm, and then you can switch, do 5 on the other arm. Remember, as you're doing these, you really want to make sure that you come to full extension and then try and pop that object up off your shoulder. Use the momentum out of that squat to really project that object up into the air. So after those 10, you are doing a 5 burpees with a 180. So all that is you're coming down, chest to the ground, pop up, do a 180, and then chest to the ground, pop up, 180 again. Honestly, those burpees are gonna fly by. 5 of those, after you do all the other odd burpees you did in the first 2 cycles, that 180 burpee is gonna feel super, super easy. You're gonna get back to those thrusters really, really quickly and faster than what you want to, especially if you're using a good amount of weight with those. And those thrusters are really gonna kind of beat you up. In the beginning, your first and second cycle, the burpees definitely take a lot more time so that you're not doing those overhead squats and those alternating snatches as much. But that last one, you're definitely going to be feeling those thrusters, thrusters for sure. Then for your cash out today, we're doing 3 minutes of as many air squats as you possibly can. So the best way to do these, I would say, is just keep moving. Take your really, really, really small break in between each rep at the very top. So squat down, come up, rest for a second, squat down again. Just keep moving through it like this and try your best not to stop. If you do need to rest, try to just pause here for a second longer. And then if you start to kind of get a second wind, then you can minimize that rest at the top a little bit as you go through this. So that definitely works a lot with doing a ton of air squats like that. Think about really trying to grip the ground with your feet to maintain the arch in your foot. Drive those knees out, keep that chest up. Do your best to keep looking straight ahead, or at least somewhat straight ahead. and that will absolutely help with your form throughout those 3 minutes. Try not to become a train wreck at the end of those 3 minutes. You want to keep good form during 3 minutes. It's only 3 minutes. Just try and keep moving. But other than that, we do have for our active members, or our reoccurring members, we do have an additional track which has the additional dumbbell workout that you can do. I think it's mostly dumbbell movements, but look in the workout description and you will see all the information and the WOD briefing for that separately. But other than that, guys, I hope you have a great day. Enjoy this one. I thought it was a lot of fun. And I hope everyone is being safe and healthy out there. All right, guys, I will see you guys later. Have a great day.